Okay, let's do the thing. So I don't have to do this in the spiel so much, or at least I just put direct links to the monthly updates for all the spiel stuff. Anyway, all right. So yeah, it's July. I missed June. I suck. I know. Sorry about that, but I am alive. I have been popping in here and there, not as much as I want to. Understood, but real life happens. Work still sucks. Can't really go into too much detail. Let's just say I do a fair amount of carrying and some thankless tasks a lot. Plus, it's been weird on top of other events going on in real life. So, like, my schedule's been getting shuffled around, and there've been a couple really long runs there that I just need to rest after. So, yeah. Plus, it's charity marathon season, and I dig those. So, what was it? Zeldathon at the beginning of June, and then a couple weeks later it was Mario Marathon, which was pretty good. I kind of like the contrast between those two because Mario Marathon has like an older crowd. Probably, I think they might have a year or two on me, tops. It's not that much older than me, but I think a couple of them are older than me. So you get kind of different attitudes, different. Like Zeldathon's got a broadening spectrum, but I'm pretty sure they're all young. Almost all of them are younger than me. Whereas Mario Marathon, you've got kind of the older crew, and also their format's a little different, so that's kind of nice. But yeah, both good times. And if well, actually, by the time this goes up, SGDQ will still be going on, so check that out. And Medicine Sans Frontiers is good charity, so you should probably support that. Yeah, but try to snag one of the shirts this year. I don't think I can really donate all that much. Things are tight. Things keep coming out that I want or need. Big air quotes on the need thing there. Let me tweak this camera. Oh, all right. That's much better. All right. Sorry about that. Like I said, it's not very scripted. I just mostly pull this out of my ass. Why don't I have this up here where I can see it and then sort of be looking at the camera when I read it? I don't entirely script these. I just outline them. Watching the sausage being made. All right. Also, I went to Too Many Games. So a little, I usually call it a convention. It's pretty small. It's in a convention center, and it's near here. Not awful. Remind me of the old Philly Classic things. Although it was a lot more dealers rooms than dealers room space than those used to have, and not as much. The panels, nothing was grabbing me. Like it's all YouTubers that I don't really care about. No offense, just not my bag. Although I did get there on Saturday. I forgot to find the autographs that I got. But I got autographs from the guy who voiced Dr. Robotnik. Well, I'm sorry, Eggman. Who's like, he's this adorable little British dude. And he had this bright, like, purple, shiny top. It was amazing. It was amazing. They were all pretty cool. There was Crush 40, who's responsible for such hits as City Escape, and nothing else I care about. I like his other music, but City Escape is the jam. So it was cool meeting him. He would not draw a truck for me. Guy who writes and draws on a couple of the on the Archie comics, Sonic the Hedgehog comics, and then my buddy told me he actually worked on the Mega Man stuff too, which is awesome. If I had known ahead of time, I would have asked him about that as well. And then Big the Cat, John St. John. I got him to sign the manual for, what was that game? Evil Zone. He had said straight up himself that it was like the worst game ever made. And I'm like, yeah, they misspelled your name. He's like, yep. Reminisced a bit. Well, I don't think he actually remembered me from MagFest a few years ago where his party entourage showed up at our room. But he did ask if I was going to Mag Labs. I don't know if I'm going to Mag Labs. I might be able to squeeze it, but that's getting closer and closer, and I got other things I want my money to go to. I just realized I've been wearing a lot of Halo shirts. I don't know why. I mean, the new Halo crate did just come, but this one is like 2 months ago? Or 2 boxes ago? Whatever. They're good shirts, Brent. Yeah, it was a good time. I would kind of like to try and get a We Talk Games panel there at some point. Speaking of which, we do have a panel at the Long Island Retro Gaming Expo. You could tell that segue was totally forced. But yeah, that's August 12th and 13th. We'll be there. The Cradle of Aviation Museum or some sort of center in, I'm gonna throw. This is a long shot, but I'm gonna guess it's on Long Island. I forget the exact town, but yeah, that should be pretty sweet. We've got a table in the dealer's area where we'll be dicking around. I'll probably have 1 or 2 SNK arcade classics on my Switch for that if you want to come down and versus. And yeah, we're doing a panel. Basically, it's gonna be a live version of the podcast. I got some ideas to try and build on that for, once again, submitting to MagFest for a panel. They announced their dates for 2018. I'll be there in some form or another. Don't know if we'll have a panel, but I'm going to try. January 4th through 7th. Reg is not open as of recording this, or probably as of uploading this, but they did say they're revising the hotel thing. They're not letting people reserve rooms unless they've already registered, which is a good touch. Like, they're making sure people get rooms, and they're requiring a deposit. So that way, the Gaylord shouldn't sell out quite as quickly this year. Although most people I know did go ahead and register before they snatched up 1 or 2 rooms. I'm getting there one way or another because you got a MagFest. They haven't said who's performing, although actually that was another nice thing about the too many games. They had some bands at the end. That was the main reason I went. But Arm Cannon was playing, always good. Who followed them? Power Glove was on too. They're awesome. I somehow have missed them live every time they're at MagFest, usually because I'm sick or tired or sick and tired. It's not been a good history, but caught them finally. They had the armor. They did the whole spiel. Did a couple new ones, and I was graced with being in the corner with the metalheads. Oh, like, you know, a few bangers, some punks. It was a good quarter. Got to border a couple of pits that opened up. I would have gone in, but I was like dead on my feet by that point. So, plus no one to hand my glasses to. I kind of went solo. And the last time I went into a pit with glasses on, I didn't have glasses on when I came out. Although, good pit. It was a P-Lander Z crowd. They helped me find things, at least, and tape them back together later. And the lenses were intact, scratched up, but intact. But, yeah, so that's been my past month or so. Lots of convention stuff, planning. TwitchCon is looking less and less likely, unless some miracles happen. But we'll see what's up here. Mundane stuff. You'll notice the shelves behind me have changed a bit. Ooh. So mostly the amiibo have moved. That's because they're over there now. I'm not turning the camera because setting it back would take like another 5 minutes. But I found these wire spice racks are pretty much the best way to store them. You can go 4 wide on a level with them. Yeah, I got most of them stacked off there. There's a few that are still, but I actually like laid out plans for all the Disney Infinity and amiibo that I want and will collect at some point. So buying more racks, move the Halo board games over there, temporary storage for the posters that have been coming with the Halo loot crates as well. I gotta get frames for them. They're like what is it? It's 11.5 by 16.5, which is an odd size, and I'm trying to see if I can find like 12 by 18s, and if I would need to cut those down at all. Like I want not the super fancy framing or anything, just basic ass, you know, the plastic clip on the sides and have the plastic clear sheet over kind of frames, and like a cardboard backing. That's all I need. I just gotta find one that fits. But yeah, those all look good. I kind of want to frame off the stuff that comes in the Intel packs too, but that's going to be even more complex. That might be custom matting jobs and whatnot, because it's all different sizes of whatnot. Anything else? Oh, yeah, there was a little adventure when we were speaking of merchandise. Jinx. You know, the gaming... I hesitate to call it fashion, but the gaming t-shirts and whatnot people. They were hyping up for a little under a month these custom, or not custom, but limited edition, that's the word I'm looking for. Limited, that's 2 words, but I was looking for those, both of them. Limited edition Overwatch Ultimate hoodies, which, to be honest, the designs are pretty basic. They just cut and pasted some iconography from each character. Some good color work, like the Zarya color choices are amazing. It's got the pink inside the hood, and the rest is the blue, like her uniform and whatnot. But anyway, so they hyped this up for like a good few weeks. Had money set aside, ready to go. They were supposed to launch like midday. I had work in the afternoon. Thought we'd be fine. No, they kind of just assumed load balancing would handle all the incoming website requests. It did not. It was ugly. It like the site went down within minutes. It was pretty bad. It was super bad. I got really vocal about it on my personal Twitter because it was that goddamn bad. And this is like the first thing I've wanted to buy from Jinx in 2 or 3 years now. Not the biggest fan of their work. It's decent quality stuff. It just most of the stuff they cover is games that I don't care about, and the game stuff the stuff from games that I do care about. Like they've got this like Mjolnir armor hoodie. It just looks hideous because it's just sprayed on there. Well, not sprayed on there. It's the weird ink infusion thing, like the Claptrap hoodie I have. It's a similar process. It just does not look good, especially with the helmet just kind of flopping around on your head. There could have been like you could have done a stylized version of it, is what I'm saying. But yeah, that was a shit show. I was trying to log in on my phone at work for a good 2 hours there, until I finally gave up. Made one like I went back for one last try at some point. I don't know how or why, but guess whose payment went through. So now like I'm kind of I don't know if I'm really eating crow, but like I'm like, well, I got this shirt, but I'm so pissed about it. I don't know if I even want it. I do want it. It's a Diva hoodie. And she's the best. And she's got one of the best designs in the set. So apparently they're supposed to be doing non-limited runs too, but this means I get one before, I think the end of August, actually. Maybe early September. But if I get it early enough, I might have it for a Long Island Retro Gaming Festival, but we shall see. But yeah, not a fan of the way, like, my heart goes out. I said this on Twitter, I'm going to say it again. My heart goes out to the Jinx social media people and the IT crew who had to deal with that. Like, I understand, shit happens, and you did your best. That's fine. My heart does not go out to whatever supervisor or whoever made the call that did not expect that, or whoever thought it was going to be fine. You're an idiot. No, this is back off. Like, Steam has been doing Steam sales for how many years now? And they get slogged every time. When it's a surprise thing, like, it goes live. Like, they don't really, people can kind of pin down the dates estimatedly, but usually, like, the specific date, not always announced. And they still get nailed. You thought you were going to be okay? For something you've been hyping up for 2.5 weeks, 3 weeks? No! That's not how that works. Alright, well, let's get away from real world bullshit. Life is good. Oh, I also, yeah, another nice thing about SGDQ. Best self-owned today. Care of Notch. He donated they got a $10,000 donation. It was in the middle of the Mario Relay, which was really cool. I would highly recommend going back and watching the VOD. Like, they had, teams of 4 people, I think? 4 or 5, and they somehow managed, like, the spread was, like, just over a couple minutes between all 3 teams, despite having to switch games and whatnot. Like, they were all that good. And one team had Darby, and I forget if that was the team that won, but Darby is really good at Mario Brothers. I don't know if you knew that. Anyway, so yeah, they got a $10,000 donation in the middle of it, and then they announced who it's like. It's from Notch himself, and the crowd just shuts up. Now, I don't know if you, like, anybody out there who is out of the loop. Notch is kind of a huge trash. Oh yeah, just calling women the C word on Twitter and being general MRA red pill garbage. So yeah, it's not like, I thought it was actually really reassuring after the initial laughs. I'm like, you know what? It's good to see that the majority of people who are like want to do good in, like, the majority of people who enjoy gaming and are in the community and whatnot, speedrunning or otherwise, like, they recognize this stuff and they're not cool with it. It's very reassuring. It's like why I keep going back to MagFest. They have policies against that. It's why too many games and stuff, like, as much as I brag on gamers TM, like the real deal, the people who people who are just who enjoy games and don't wrap themselves up in a toxic identity version of it, they're great. We're great, and it's nice to see them. We just need to clean more house. Take an example from furries, and clean the Nazis out. Get them gone. Yeah, but yeah, it's a feel good moment of the summer, or something like that. I don't know. Oh, one other real world thing. I think Wonder Woman is still in theaters at this point. If you haven't seen it, go see it. If you're watching this video for some reason down the line when it's on Blu-ray and or streaming somehow on Netflix or whatever, go see it. It's a good. No post-credit scene, by the way. I did not know that ahead of time, so I kind of sat there. I watched all the credits anyway, but it was like, oh, okay. But yeah, really well handled. I mean, Gal Gadot herself is problematic, kind of Zionist, but on the whole, the movie was good. Chris Pine brings the acting chops at a couple points. I'm like, God damn, good. Because the last I'd seen him in was the first Star Trek reboot, well, alt universe, whatever, the Kelvin timeline. Yeah, that's the last time I'd seen him in anything, so it was kind of refreshing. And he got to do a little more. It was nice. Very nice. Okay, so anyway, moving on. Video stuff. YouTube stuff, specifically. Alright, so some of the recent upload, well, relatively recent recent uploads, they've been, had stutter issues. I know Breath of the Wild was the biggest sign of it, but for whatever reason, the software I was using to cut episodes from stream archives was shitting the bed something hard. So it's gone now. It's been, like, I should have gotten rid of it ages ago. It's the software that came with, ArcSoft Showbiz. It came with my Hauppauge capture box, which couldn't capture anything older than a PlayStation 2. And even some of the early games on that didn't work. Good gateway. Good gateway at the time, but yeah, it was wow. So, even with the few updates they had on the website, this thing was ruining everything. So we got rid of it, and I finally got around to playing around in what I usually use to edit, Magic's Movie Edit Pro Plus 2014. Decent, has a lot of audio drift issues, but finally found some settings. You can basically set an offset, you can desync it manually, like you can, like I do with the streams when I'm streaming console stuff. And you can kind of adjust it back to fit. And it does it by frame count too, which is really nice. So you can really fine tune it. So I've said a couple times I might just be doing full archives and just dumping them from Twitch. I think I'm gonna cut archives of the sessions and leave them as Twitch highlights, but I will be continue chopping things to episodes for YouTube, unless it's like around a half-hour game or something. Because actually, even the half hour, it's easier for me to handle and fix the audio drift issues, plus have room to edit out dead air or bathroom breaks and whatnot with the episodic format, because then I'm just adjusting the drift for one section instead of a whole video, because it'll start off fine and then slowly get worse and worse. But within a 15-minute chunk, it stays about the same. It'll be a little off in one direction towards the beginning, and then kind of funky towards the end in a 15 to 20 minute video, but it doesn't look as bad. I am trying to get Sony Vegas to replace that, because Magic's is like the only, it's budget Vegas is what it is, and it's like Sony Vegas does not have this issue, so I would like to not have to deal with this issue. Funny thing is, a lot of the issues I was having with it, quality-wise too, was just I found a good setting set up basically for a different file format using the same program. So we good now. Stuff looks okay. Not great in some cases, but okay, and I'm down with that. So hooray! Yes, videos are going back up. I actually dumped a bunch of the Pocket Bike Racer session that killed my old Xbox 360 or my previous one. This one I don't think has that much life in it either. It's very grindy. I haven't used it much. And more Last Door Season 2. There's a bit of the stutter in the last one I uploaded, but everything should be pretty much fixed for episode 3. And then I'll get 4 up. I'm working through the archives right now. Aside from STO, because I need to figure out what's uploaded, what's not, and what I actually did, Foundry stuff and whatnot in past few sessions. But I have all those sessions set aside. The other stuff, I'm already into the month of March. So just March, April. And April, there wasn't much streaming. May. And the Breath of the Wild stuff I have set aside, too. That is, I'm going to do the highlight thing, the Bundensed or whatever with that. Or maybe specific types of highlight reels. Like, I think I've mentioned this before, but ones where I've blown myself off of platforms, cool tricks, funny deaths, you know, a few different montages. Kind of like how I used to do the chair thing. And would still do the chair thing if I had horror games that had chairs I could manipulate. That's going to be how we're going to handle Breath of the Wild, because there's just so much. And I did a lot of dicking around. And maybe like a boss fight collage, since I have everyone. The one against the, what is it, Thunderblight? The one in the desert. The one in the camel, that's going to be awful. So, yeah, we're going to get some montages out of that, but it's 70 plus hours of footage. It's kind of hard to call because there were a few I double dipped on games that night. Like I did a short session with something, and then it was brief of the weef for the rest of the night. Yeah, it's a lot of footage. I'm going to claw through it somehow. I'm trying to budget my time better. We're getting there. But yeah, again, we're in March, so we'll get there. Plus, I still have at least a couple dozen Arcade Meekly sessions to get chopped up. Those are easy. It's like trim the ends, check the middle to see if you stepped away or the cat screwed something up, or leave it in. Who cares? And then I have the timestamps of all the podcast clips for the end, so that's fairly simple. Rendering time takes a while because those can be upwards of an hour depending on what game I'm playing. But yeah, that's got to get caught up too. Once I get caught up, then there'll be more streaming. We'll get to that. I'll explain. So episode format. Got some ideas from some longer research vids. We've been doing the drinking and driving thing for a while. We know the kart racing is my thing, so I figure let's do a video series where I go through the history of kart racers and just, well, racing games in general, but it's going to be mainly karts the first run through. Like, we'll touch on the early arcade stuff. Then it'll be like F-Zero and Super Mario Kart. And then Copycat Mode 7 Era 1. Quick aside, quick jump back to isometrics and back to PlayStation where things really blew up on the mascot front. How that kind of petered off in the PS2 era. Kind of chugged along. Tie-in ones like Combat Cars or the more recent Might Racing thing. If you were here for that stream where I didn't have a camera on because I needed the footage, that's what I need the footage for. But there's going to be other stuff too, like stuff behind the tech, like what enabled what Mode 7 is in a Super Nintendo and how that enabled things, plus how it was kind of emulated on computer for wacky wheels and stuff, and even like track design stuff. That's something I really want to get into, like the purposes of different types of turns and how these tracks were built and why. Like there's an art and science to it, and I want to know that art and science. So we're going to talk about that a little bit in there too, intersprinkled. But I have a rough outline of what I want to do with the series. It's a matter of finding what I want to research, researching it, and then playing everything ever. Yeah, it's going to be a while. But we'll get there. Because I'm very big about using my own footage. These sort of things. I don't want to jack a bunch of other people's YouTube videos unless I absolutely have to. There's some games like Revolt 2, I was mentioning last night when we were streaming. Revolt 2 dropped off the face of the earth. I think they killed the servers. So I have Revolt 1 and I have Revolt 3. It's all on iOS. They're fine. But yeah, Revolt 2, dead. So hopefully, at least there's got to be promo, trailer, or something out there. And I would probably just bring it up in passing anyway. Shame I never got to stream it. I should have done it sooner. I didn't think they were going to kill the servers. But here we are. I think that's it for YouTube stuff. Also, I do have the camera, so I forget if I mentioned that in the update, but we will be doing some recorded stuff. I want to get a second camera before I start doing food stuff, so I can get more than one angle. Optimally, I want to get 3, but that's going to take a while. Even like low end cams are like 200. There's a decent one they have at a local retailer for about what, it's like $1.89. But yeah, two of those are gonna set me back. Plus memory cards, plus cords, galords, and tripods. We'll get there. It's an investment, but I really want to do some show stuff. Okay, I think that's it for YouTube stuff. Stream. I have mentioned on and off, I am trying to get, like, this whole Twitch affiliates thing. I want to start getting at least a short stream in every day, so we can do that. Get more people in, play a wider variety of stuff, get caught up on all the freaking stuff I've gotten from Keymailer, plus working through my archives. I like, again, the whole work thing is killing me. But I think, like, I used to do midday ones, even when I had shifts at Giant. It would just be like a lunch thing. So if I can start waking up at a decent time instead of dicking around all night, good luck. We can start doing more of that, and then I can dedicate. I kind of want to double dip on longer, like 2 longish streams with Thursdays and Fridays, since those are my days off from the day job. So whole deal would be, like, I could do STO and drinking and driving, and then the next day would be something and Zelda, like Halo and Zelda, or, well, yeah, Halo and Zelda, because Wednesday nights could be a thing too, since I have Thursday off, and that'll probably, like, actually, the Wednesday thing is going to be what I have Wednesday, but, like, the whole deal is I want to do, like, one thing from the archives, one thing from Warp Door, because that's a nice source of indie stuff, and then maybe one other thing. I don't know, something mobile, something weird. Something that's like just new and hip, but short. We'll see. But that's kind of the plan for What Events Days. I have a bunch of other ideas for layouts and stuff flowing again, too. Like whatever artist block I had going on. Pretty much gone. Getting there anyway. Getting out of the rut. But a lot of it's just revisiting stuff I never implemented for this nonsense. Like intros and outros, and separating the different show types layouts, while making them custom and fitting per show. Still modular and still minimal. I like the minimalist stuff, but like the bars would look a little different. Like there'd be steering wheels and road and tires stuff involved with the drinking and driving stuff. It's kind of like what I did way back in the day when I would use stuff from 16-bit tile sets for like Zelda games and whatnot. So just kind of making things a little more distinct and unique, flexing my creative muscles, and maybe actually learning to edit images a little better. We'll get there. And I mentioned, yeah, drinking and driving, I'm probably going to bump to Thursday, since Thursday, Friday are my day off. Which means Saturday I work. In the morning. Tomorrow morning I work. I'm recording this on a Friday night. So it would probably be easier for me to have some bevs on a night I don't have to worry about waking up at any particular time the next day. So yeah, I do want to keep that, and then we'll probably bump Zelda to Friday. I'm probably not doing it tonight for anybody who is watching this live, because it's late. I'm tired, and again, there's plenty of marathon stuff going on, so I'll just host one of those. And yeah, STO, I have been keeping up to date off camera. I got my summer event ship. Have not loaded that out yet, because I need to get back to actually doing more than just jetpacking around on my dailies. Get some time in on the competitive thing. I've maxed out that tree. I just need to get all the goodies and rework my plans for where I'm going to put those goodies, like what ships I'm throwing them on. Getting there. Plenty. I got a stack of stuff to finish from Keymail or whatnot, like I said, and games that I've left dangling. Like I forgot that we never finished Flat Kingdom. We have to revisit all the prior levels and get the goodies to get to the actual final boss. Oops. Shame, because that was a really good game. So we'll get there. And yeah, but yeah, we'll try to get even if the daily ones are just kind of a let's hang out, have some lunch, and dick around session. I do want to get daily streams in. Work out a way to wake up early enough to go out for like a nice walk, do a little workout, stream, well, shower, get ready for work, stream, go to work, come home, pass out. That would work. That'd be good. But that would require me to be a day walker again. All right. Beyond that, let's do some shout outs and whatnot. Don't have G for G open. That's weird. Okay, hold on. Let me bring up a thing here. So yeah, first things first. I'm supposed to the Patreon thing I forgot to do the other month. We're gonna do it now. You're getting a Post-it. We got pink today. I have one patron. It is Per Biscuit. So we'll write Per Biscuit on a Post-it note, and I will put it on a wall over by. Probably going to use the Amiibo shelf wall first until we run out of room. But that's a thing you can do. I'll go take a picture of that. And yeah, thank you for supporting. And your name is also in the credits on all the YouTube videos, including this one probably. So cool. I at least held myself to that much, the credits thing. And yeah, thank you for supporting. If you want to check that out, patreon.com/negablin. Little's $1 a month. It's like a subscription basically. Helps me get stuff done. I have to get better about updating there. To be honest, I haven't been uploading anything to update about, but yeah, I'm probably going to put up an update for when I just need to edit one more episode of The Last Door into chunks, so that's a thing coming up, and so forth. But yeah, we'll get there. We'll get back on top of that. I should just set aside a window, or like a set of tabs that's just Patreon, YouTube, Facebook, and work Twitter. That would be the smart thing to do. And that way I could just check them every day, do the things. Alright, so yeah, new followers since May. Early May. We had Rupa Dupa, I think was right before I posted the falling over there. That's my fault for stacking these poorly. Anyway, yeah, Rupa Dupa I think followed right before we posted this, or maybe when I was recording this. I don't remember. May. H Dogger, thank you. Horror, thank you. That's actually, I know that guy. Walmart sometimes. What's up? Xtavolox or Tavolo XX on the sides. Either way, thank you for following. Sala Flanders and Star Jeffrey 64. Thank you all for following this nonsense. I believe Star Jeffrey, you popped in for Zelda. The Zelda will be back soon enough. So yeah, shout outs to you. And this is gonna sound weird, but shout outs to Detour TV. They're back. I know. Strange. I still stand by everything I said about its mishandling back in the day, but somebody bought Destructoid, so well, basically it shook it down that it's back in the hands of Foom and Lucha now, Johnny Luchador and King Foom. So good will be done. And it's in good hands now. Minimal to no shenanigans, at least on their front. I don't know if they're still going to get dicked around. Hopefully not, because we all learned our lesson. And I imagine they're still both rather wary. Apparently, like, the whole discussion of taking the channel back involved a lot of complaining, which is good, because it's perfectly righteous. Yeah, but at the same time, it's good to see what was, an establishment, and kind of what was responsible for me streaming, back in the Match Tactics days and all whatnot. It's, a little bit of my heart still gives a damn about it. So I don't know if I'm going to follow the channel, but I will keep tabs for when it goes live if I see it posted on Twitter. I'll probably follow eventually. Yeah. I'm a very stubborn man, in case you haven't noticed. Like, some of my playthroughs just pounding away at the same methods over and over. Now I apply that to real life as well. So when I burn a bridge, I use it to light the way forward, as it were. But again, I do want to see what they're up to and how things. Okay, good hands. Many blessings to you, and hopefully you don't get dicked again. The Who made a whole song about this. I think they'll be fine. At least I'll give them at least a good year or two before anything goes super south. And again, since money is coming in from whatever the I forget who it was. Some company in Canada bought Detoid, so we'll see how that goes. Hopefully, pretty well. I heard the Detoid like forums and community and whatnot are kind of recoalescing as well, but yeah, I was always kind of half there anyway. So yeah, but I don't know, good stuff. That's pretty much all I got. I gotta do laundry. I gotta get back to editing stuff, and I am parched and forgot to get some water, so I think we're gonna call it a night. Thanks for hanging out. How long did this run? 35 or 55? I can't. 35. Okay. Maybe I will stream a little bit. What time is it? 11:22. We'll see how long it takes to get the laundry started and whatnot. I probably should walk the dog one more time. Yeah, family is out of town, so I am the dog sitter. The things have been going better this time around. I got most of my dailies done and other stuff. Yeah, in case you were curious, my daily circuit now. Okay, Duolingo added Japanese, so we got to do that. You got STO. You got Here's the Storm. I usually bump at least one, maybe two bot matches, especially since they have that sweepstakes going for the Surf and Turf or whatever, the Surf's Up thing, where you could win some extra chests or a whole ton of crap. Tickets to BlizzCon, I think, is the grand prize. So, yeah, I've been kicking some matches in that. What else? I'm back on my bullshit with Angry Birds Go and Revolt 3. I've been spending time with it. It's really good. And it's like there's enough to do that you can kill a good half an hour, 40 minutes just dicking around, burning energy on stuff. Eventually, I'm going to hit the point where levels take too long to refill my energy, so I'm not blowing through 4 or 5 things in a row. But in the meantime, I will enjoy the quick leveling and whatnot while I can. Sorry for all the side eye. I'm used to it. I need to move this monitor over somehow, so I'm looking at me. Or, stop being distracted by me when I do this. I just did it again. Oh, and rest in peace, Firefall. Those of you who've been around for a while or coming back after a while may remember I was part of the daily grind back in the day because they had, log in every day incentives. But they're finally taking it out back and putting the bullet in the back of its head like it's deserved for 2 years now. After, Mark Kern left that gaping wound in what could have been an okay game. Dickhead. I didn't pick up on the mic. I called him a dickhead. He is one. But, yeah, I don't know. I'm surprised he was still alive, to be perfectly honest. So, it's good to see that put down. It's a shame it never went. It never lived up to the potential it could have had. But that's what happens when you hand terrible people the reins and then they spend all your money on a bunch of campaigns and other garbage. Really nice studio cameras and whatnot that they don't need for building a goddamn MMO. Idiot. Alright. Okay. Enough negativity. Let's get out of here. And yeah, I'll try to catch you on the regular. Got doubles tomorrow and Sunday. And Sunday nights are still limbo because that is hang out with the Trainwreck crew from work most weeks. So, yeah. Other than that, we're going to try and get a stream in every day, even if it's just a short one. And I will probably not be streaming the Splatoon debut test fire. I did pop in to create a character. Love the new legwear thing. I got my little tied off shorts. So good. Kind of hard. Like, my hair kind of falls between 2 different kinds on the options for boys. But the new hair options are good. I kind of hope more come in the DLC down the line. And I like all the new characters. Marina and Pearl are both adorable. I like both of them, to be honest. Everybody's fawning over Marina. And it's nice to see an Octoling of color in a more prominent role. But I think they are both good. I get a weird, like, K-pop meets the Antwoord vibe off the two of them. As odd as that sounds. Anyway, they're actually, to be honest, it's basically Prodigy stripped down to the bare minimum. If you just fused Eve and Max? It's been a little while since I remembered all the Prodigy people's names, and then had Liam as Marina. Yeah, that's how that works. Alright, I'm rambling at this point, so if you popped in, thanks for popping in. If not, See you in the future. I'll try to get this up by tomorrow.